team. My name is Manali. We have Kaylee, Rachel, Alex, and Donald who's going to lead off the presentation.
All right, Hang-O-Matic. Just a little background before we get started. Hang-O-Matic is a hanging tool. It looks like this. And it was invented by our clients, Jared and Karina. And they came up with this idea while Jared was in college, and he evolved it and had a progression with it. And then when he married Karina, they joined forces, and she was basically the backbone of getting it out there. The clients came to us after having some product placement online as well as in stores. They came to us. They were kind of unsure where to take it at that point. So after our first meeting, we decided that we would focus on a social media aspect for the client. And just to demonstrate really quick, right here is just a measuring tape. It has two pointed ends right here, and what you would do is you would measure how long you would want to post or put it on to your wall. You have the markers, you push it, has your markers straight, get your hammer, and nail it in. That's really all it is. Very simple. Now, we went over a SWOT analysis, and what we found out were the strengths first, obviously. It was easy to purchase. The pricing was very decent. It was $14.95, and it had multi-purposes. You can use it to hang pictures, you can use it to hang clocks, you can use it to hang shelves, and so on. We also found out that some of the weaknesses were that they weren't well known, which is why they reached out to us. And that for some, it could be difficult to use. It did come with directions. However, using it, they weren't really quite clear what the directions were, and they had issues with misleading instructional videos. Now those videos, we didn't put them on there, but we had snapshots of it just looking very not realistic. And so they're very misleading. And also, when we dove into the campaign, there were ghost followers. And that was a big issue. What I mean by that is she paid for followers on her social media. So we spent a lot of time cleaning up that. Some opportunities, however, that we did find with the client were that they were already in stores. That was good. That was a good jump. We were able to figure out what stores. They told us what stores. We went, we saw, and then we conquered by taking pictures and started on their social medias. They also had some magazine features. Now this was already great because they had some media outlook that people can come take a look. They've been presented in different outlets such as Huffington Post and Chicago Tribune. Now these opportunities, we wanted to build on them. And using Cision, we were able to get certain things out there to the media and then taking it from there with press releases. Threats, we had competing products, command strips, laser leveling tools, measuring tapes with incorporated level. These are the different examples, the things that were out there. However, they're expensive, and so it gave us more room to market. And then with that said, I'll hand it over here to Alex.
Thank you, Donald. All right, so the Hang-O-Matic, our main goal was to engage with their followers on social media. They didn't really know what to do with their social media platforms, so one of our goals was to make sure they're all fluid and they all have one cohesive message. Just make sure they all make sense for their customers. We wanted to also, of course, drive more followers to all of their platforms. So they were on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and we wanted to see those numbers increase as one of our major goals. And through these platforms and through our follower engagement, we wanted to, of course, increase the awareness of the brand, the Hang-O-Matic brand, and really reach out to those who are on social media. Some of our key audiences are, of course, people who are shopping. So some single adult shoppers who don't know how to hang something on a wall, people who like to do things on their own and have a DIY aspect to their handiness, and people who are looking to buy a gift for someone, something like a Hang-O-Matic, since it's kind of on the lower end price-wise. It would be a great stocking stuffer and a great gift. But in addition, the key audience would be their followers on social media, of course. Those are people who probably already purchased the product, have engaged with the brand online, and now we want to engage with them on this platform. So some key messages that we want to communicate with Hang-O-Matic followers online is that the Hang-O-Matic is your single most important hanging tool. You don't need a hammer, you don't need anything crazy. You just need the trigger, to point, and to hang. It's pretty simple. And it becomes a convenient tool for those who would like to do things on their own. It can be really used by anyone, and it's a great fits for someone's hand. The Hang-O-Matic, go back one, thank you. The Hang-O-Matic is pretty durable. It's made of plastic. It's made in the U.S. So we want to really pass that information on to those who follow them and engage with them online, just to really bring the message home that this is a reliable product that they can recommend to their family and friends to purchase and to use. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to Haley.
Hi, everyone. So I'm going to talk about strategies and tactics. So the first was the game plan was to clean up social media. So our clients had stuff on social media that wasn't quite polished all the way. There were personal images, unrelated posts, and copy-related content that wasn't at the level that it should be. So everything unrelated to Hang-O-Matic was removed, and replacing them with posts that were strong and appealing to the viewers and to the people. So with the new content that was created, we also created a hashtag, which was hashtag Hang-O-Matic. Pretty crazy, I know. And we used that to promote the Hang-O-Matic, obviously, and it allowed for the potential for it to go viral, and so for more people to know about it and create awareness. And then once the social media platforms looked strong and presentable, it was then time to push for followers. This was done by promoting the platforms Hang-O-Matic is associated with and by interacting with followers. Not only did this lead to an increase in followers, but it also built loyalty and led to an increase in brand awareness and sales. We also provided incentives for interactions through giveaways. So during the month of November, we did one for Thanksgiving, and whoever had the best home decor and took a picture won a free Hang-O-Matic. So that was a good incentive for people to show us how they're maybe using the Hang-O-Matic or how they could have used it in their home. So now for the calendar. In September, we chose the Hang-O-Matic, all of us, and we met with our clients who were able to explain the product more in depth because as we didn't know what it was. And our group then brainstormed on ideas that would work best with the Hang-O-Matic brand. We concluded that social media will be our primary focus. We provided the clients with an outline on what were the best steps to take, and we received their approval and then began planning our execution process. As we went into October, we noticed that Karina used outside applications to gain followers, as Donald said. So we discussed why that was not a smart move, and we came to a consensus that the ghost followers had to be deleted. So we spent a lot of time getting rid of them, and afterwards we worked on our campaign proposal to send to the client to show what help we will be providing them throughout the semester. After presenting our proposal, we held a meeting with our client and gave them an updated press release that they could use and send out to bloggers and newspapers. At the end of the month, we finally gained the access to the Hang-O-Matic Facebook page. So for the month of November, our team created a list of people that we wanted to send our final press release to. In the beginning of the month, Karina told us that we were going to be running the product sold on QVC. So we helped get her votes out to a large amount of people and ended up winning the contest. Due to our help, she gained about 500 more votes than she had before. We also worked with local newspapers and anyone else willing to work with us in order to get the word out about the Hang-O-Matic. We also sent out the press release at the end of the month and received one response immediately, which we sent out the product to. And lastly, during the month of December, we wrapped up our efforts with our client and left them with a lasting outlet to all social media opportunities, and since this was ultimately our main focus. On to the budget. So we did not have one to work with at all. However, we were able to come up with a few ideas. Through research, our team was able to find out how to advertise and the price it required on average. The only thing we felt could be beneficial is if we ran a what-if scenario, so hypothetically. Wanting to propose the Hang-O-Matic to a big box store and how we could contact the headquarters, set up a meeting, prepare what we wanted to say, and pitch the idea, and ideally get it in their store. As much as our whole team wanted to impact the Hang-O-Matic creators, we knew that we could only do so much with the budget that we had. So now I'm going to pass it off to Manali to speak about the outcomes.
All right, campaign outcomes. We received an increase in all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. It exceeded our original plans. We release that was mentioned earlier out to over 20 different outlets. We had a lot of interest from one person within the next day. We sent out the product and we did receive feedback from some other people. And with the help of the sorority and fraternity members at Cal State Fullerton, we gained a lot of votes on the QVC contest. So that was great, and Karina was very grateful for that because now it's available through QVC, which is a huge deal for their product. Challenges, we had many. When Karina used outside sources to gain followers that increased the followers by about 2,000 to 3,000, we were unaware initially. We thought, wow, our campaign is doing so well, 2,000 to 3,000 followers, what's going on? So I emailed her, wow, great job, Karina, look what's happening with the campaign. She told us, sorry, I cheated. That's not you guys. So we're like, well, that's a problem, we need to fix that. So after discussing with her and 4 to 5 hours of me burning my eyes out, unfollow, got to the right number, 196 from the original 3,000. We were accused of lack of communication, which earlier on actually. So to combat that, I gave her my personal cell phone number so she could contact me directly with questions, concerns, anything she has to say, which she didn't take advantage of and later complained again for our lack of communication. She had several things that came up. They started selling at Walmart. They were appearing on TV. She did not tell us about this. We could have totally shown this on all social media platforms, increasing awareness across the board, but that was a missed opportunity because lack of communication. Also, she overstepped our boundaries. Our goal was to take over social media, do it ourselves, but regardless of what we said, she still posted stuff on there without our knowledge, which strayed away from the theme we were trying to create. All right, I'm gonna pass it on to Rachel.
Okay, I'll make this quick because I know we're kind of in a hurry. Okay, so we all focused on the measurements, and we're initially very happy with what had happened. Our goal was obviously to clean up social media platforms and gain followers and awareness and also interest in Hang-O-Matic. So what we did was we applied the key messages that we had talked about earlier to our posts. Everything on our Instagram post, Facebook post, it talked about how it's easy to use, how it's good quality, things of that nature. So initially, when we first came to our clients, we said that we wanted to increase all the social media platforms just by 15%, but we exceeded that and we were able to do it by 25%, which is great because it's a 10% increase than what we had initially predicted. So before meeting with our client, Hang-O-Matic was usually getting about 10 likes on their Instagram posts. And I know when you have something that small, just to say 15%, it doesn't do that much, but we were able to get to 17, like a median of 17 likes on our posts, with the most getting up to 33, which was great for us. And we had a few that were like that, so that was really good to know. Ultimately, we deemed our Instagram results as inconclusive. As you know, we had the nightmare situation of the followers. And it was a little defeating, but you know, we did what we were supposed to do. We took control, we deleted what we could, and I think we kind of handled the situation the best that we could, so that was great. And it was through that we were able, I guess, to track our percentages, and that's the only flaw that we encountered through our measurements. So that brings me to recommendations. So for our client, we recommend straight communication. It seems something so simple, but for someone we understand that this is their baby, this is something they've put their blood, sweat, and tears into. They've had to sell their house in order to keep it rolling, so we understand we're sensitive to that, but we are creative, we're talented, we could have done so much to help them, and they just didn't take advantage of that through lack of communication, and that was the big problem. As a team, we wish we were able to contribute more, as I just stated, and we feel like we could have executed a brilliant campaign if they trusted us and communicated with us a little bit further. In the future, we suggest Hang-O-Matic loosens their reins a little bit and let communication professionals do their job. And as far as social media is concerned, we recommend straying away from secondary sites and keeping platforms professional, clean, and relevant. And like I just said, we are sensitive to the fact that Karina and Jared have sacrificed a tremendous amount to keep Hang-O-Matic successful, and we wish them nothing but the best for the future. So with that being said, I'm going to pass it on to Manali.